What is going on, everybody? Matt here with Mob Street, and today I am out testing the brand new Kabuto Geosys GT helmet that is now available. And you guys, this is my first impression on this helmet, and we are going to go out. It's about 75, 80 degrees today, so I wanted to give you a test in a little bit warmer conditions and just let you know how the helmet feels in these conditions, whether it's comfortable, the airflow, everything about it, just seeing if it is really up to the hype. And I will be straight up honest with you, I didn't know, I was a little hesitant when I first got this helmet. You know, I've ridden, obviously I've got the MSR helmets, I've got a Bell helmet, I've got a full carbon fiber Nex helmet that I use for street riding and stuff like that, so it's super lightweight. And I don't know, you know, I was a little hesitant when I first got this, but now that I've put it on and I've done like a few little rides with it, I'll tell you what, this helmet is extremely comfortable. And with all the other helmets I've had, the very first thing that I noticed right off the bat is this black lens right here, this tinted lens. Oh, optically it is awesome. So normally I'm usually wearing like a pair of sunglasses with my helmet because that's just the way I go with it, really, is because I want to have something that's a little bit darker, because out here in Utah we got months where we'll go just straight up sunlight, no rain, nothing. So having a tinted lens is very important to me, like just specifically because I always ride with sunglasses, because I want to have something, you know, to be able to see and get that glare off everything. And the very first impression with this helmet with the tinted lens, I absolutely love it. Optically, it is perfect. Like, it's literally like I'm looking through a pair of sunglasses. And so, straight out the gate, that's what I noticed right off the bat when I started with this lens. And now, here in the springtime, even the summertime out here in Utah, it gets windy, like windy. And all the other helmets that I have are, when I'm out riding with the wind, it's just not as comfortable, because even my full face, with the way the lenses wrap around, I'm always getting a lot of air noise right here next to my ears. And I notice, we're going 55, 60, 65. It's still comfortable in the helmet. The air is not hitting my ears like it does with a lot of my other helmets. And just straight out the gate, I was a lot happier with that than I have been with my MSR or even my Nex carbon helmet. So as far as like the wind goes, the way that Kabuto has formed this shield, it's extremely comfortable, and there's not a lot of wind noise right here. So I'm riding without a windshield right now on my Triumph, and I've got the wind blowing right at me, and the buffeting, normally with the visor and everything on there, that buffeting is just, you know, bouncing your head all over the place. But I haven't noticed that as much with the Kabuto helmet. It's extremely comfortable in the wind, and just like, you know, you get those other helmets, I don't know if they're designed differently or what, but the fatigue from riding in the wind without a windshield, it wears you down pretty quick. And the great thing about this one is I haven't experienced that yet. Now, not saying that I won't, but just riding, I'm going 70 miles an hour right now with the Kabuto helmet, no windshield, and the wind is just, I don't know, the way that it's designed, it just seems to be blowing right around the helmet perfectly to where it's not uncomfortable. Now, as far as like weight goes, I've had some helmets that are pretty heavy. I've had like my Nex carbon helmet is extremely light, but this one seems to be right in the middle I haven't put it on a scale. I don't know exactly the weight of it, but the Geosys is just, I don't know, it's a good weight where it's not so lightweight that every little bit of wind is going to catch you and jostle you, but it's not heavy enough that it weighs down on the neck and makes it uncomfortable when you're riding. So I've done, I don't know, I'd say anywhere from half hour to 45 minutes ride, or 45-minute rides with it so far, and I haven't worried about, I mean, it hasn't really created any rider fatigue on me. So as far as comfort goes, it's not bad. I like it actually quite a bit. So hold on 1 second here. You all right? Okay. Well, yeah, just want to make sure you're good. So, okay. Well, have a safe ride then, sir. I'll do my best. I appreciate it. We just had a rider that was pulled over, older gentleman on a Harley. Wanted to make sure he was all right before we took off again. So, just when you see your rider pulled over, just take some time and make sure everybody's okay. Everybody wants to get home safe. So, there he goes, and here I go. So, anyways, getting back to this, another thing about it that I really like is the material that it's made of, like the cheek pads and the lining are made of on the inside are extremely comfortable. They don't hurt bad. You know, they're not like real scratchy. They're made out of a really nice material that actually feels like you've just got your head in a pillow. So nice and comfortable, and I'm in the size large and it fits pretty good. I've got, obviously, like, I'm fat and I got fat cheeks, so it's gonna take a minute to get this broke in, but a size large feels pretty good and comfortable for me right now. So obviously with a Kabuto, you're gonna get the highest quality. You've got the ECE, you've got the DOT approved, it has MIPS in it. So as far as, like, I would say safety and I mean, just everything about it, really, the helmet feels like they didn't skimp on quality when it came to the fit and finish of the helmet. So, like I said, the lens, absolutely wonderful. I love it. And just the fit, the feel, everything about the Kabuto, I'm actually liking it quite a bit so far. A lot more than I thought that I would. So, and the great thing about this one, so obviously you can see that it's got some venting in it. It's got a big old mouth vent right here, another one right here above the lip, and then there's some that are up here on top of the helmet which allow the exhaust out the back. And this is actually, I mean, it's not so much flow that you're like, holy cow, that's a lot of wind coming through there, but at the same time, it's a comfortable feeling. It's almost like sitting in air conditioning where you just want it around you instead of like massively blowing in your face, you know what I mean? So this one, it has two big ports on the top, a big port right here above the lip and one right here in front of your mouth, and then a big old exhaust vent in the back, and 75 degrees outside, 70 miles an hour, and it's creating a comfortable enough flow that the helmet stays cool and comfortable, honestly. So obviously I'm a big dude, and being outside in the sunshine, just a bad combination. So I have not really sweat in this at all, and it's just been a comfortable feel, a comfortable helmet overall. So we're gonna turn off the road up here, and again, I've been going anywhere from, well, 65 to 70 miles an hour with the helmet. And the wind noise, normally the wind noise is so ridiculous that it's just not that, you know, like if you've got if you've got a communication headset in here, which I do, I've got the Kabuto Pack Talk here on the side of the helmet. And normally, if you're like listening to music, or if you're just, you're out cruising or whatever, and you're listening to music, sometimes that wind noise is so ridiculous that you cannot really even hear, and you've got those little speaker pods right next to your ear, and even with, a full face helmet, you get so much wind noise that it's just really uncomfortable to listen to anything on the or like in the helmet. But this one, man, it muffles so much sound, and with the Kabuto Pack Talk and the JBL speakers, you can hear everything you want to hear just fine. And that's what I really like about this too, is the liner comes out of this helmet so easy. So when I was installing the Pack Talk into the helmet, I was pleasantly surprised to see that there are cutouts for the speakers. So anyways, when I was installing the Pack Talk here on the helmet, on the side here, I was really surprised when I took off the cheek pads and the inner liner so that I could run the wiring and everything for this. The cheek pads come out extremely easy, but they've got snaps on there that hold these things extremely well into place. And I mean, they're comfortable, they're easy to install, easy to take out. So if you need to clean it for whatever reason, these come out of the helmet pretty easy. And the liner inside of there snaps into place really, really well too. So when I was installing this Pack Talk, the installation was super simple, super smooth, and with those cutouts there for the JBL speakers, the little speaker pods that these helmets use, it made it really, really easy and convenient. And what I like about it, moreover than the other helmets that I have, is with those little cutouts, the speakers aren't pressing in your ear, but there's almost like a cavity right there within the liner itself that creates a little pocket for that that little speaker to go. So if you're riding with one, it makes it much more comfortable, whereas my other helmets that don't have those cutouts, you put those speaker pods in there, and if you're not careful, they're pressing against your ear. But honestly, I was completely surprised and happy to find that this helmet, with those speaker pods in there and with everything back into place, this is comfortable as all get out. I really can't even feel that those speaker pods are in there, and the sound of the JBL speakers when it comes to the Kabuto Pack Talk, man, it's a night and day difference over the other helmets that I have. So another thing that I noticed right off the bat was with my other helmets, my lenses fog up super fast. So when I get riding, obviously, that wind flow helps bring that fog down, but I can actually close this one just from a sitting, like even at a sitting point, and it doesn't fog up. Now it does come with a pin lock, so if you notice that it is starting to fog up, or if you have problems with your lenses fogging, you can install that pin lock on there, and obviously it'll create or help create a better fog-free environment for your helmet. For the fit and the finish that you get with the Kabuto helmet, I don't know, I've been pleasantly surprised. It is extremely comfortable, and like I said, just when you've got it like pressed up against your face, whatever, the lining, the cheek pads, all that stuff is extremely comfortable, and just it doesn't take away from the ride. Sometimes you put on a helmet and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so uncomfortable, and it kind of really ruins the ride for you, you know what I mean? But with this one, no, not bad at all. This is actually really, really good, really comfortable. I really do like how this helmet really keeps the wind out of, just the lens and everything. Like, there's no leaking around the bottom. There's really no leaking around the bottom of the visor at all. You get some of those other full face helmets that, more of your budget friendly helmets that they don't seal along the bottom of the visor, or not the visor, excuse me. Yeah, the lens, the bottom of the lens, and it's just, I don't know, like there's no leaking in this whatsoever. There's like no wind coming in from anywhere that it shouldn't, and just the volume, you know, the volume of the helmet is actually quite a bit better than all the other helmets that I own. Even my next helmet, which is a full face, full wraparound lens. I mean, just everything about it, I don't know, it feels good. And like I said, the weight doesn't really hinder the ride. It's not heavy, it's not wobbly, but it's not so light that it just makes you feel like a bobblehead. But at the same time, like I said, the buffeting on this is just so nice that I haven't had an issue with it. And riding that 65, 70 miles an hour obviously without a windshield here on the Triumph, I mean, you can see there's nothing here basically to protect the body from the wind. So it's just wide open. And the thing is, I don't know, it's a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be, and it was a pleasant surprise really just to see, you know, how the helmet, basically just how the helmet felt. So the chin strap on here, like on some of my other ones, it's just super uncomfortable, and this one, I mean, right up there along the bottom of the chin, not an issue. That was a bump out of nowhere. Not an issue. It's not throwing the head around. It's just nice and comfortable. That's all there is to it. Okay, we're gonna finish this ride, but overall, I am extremely happy with this Kabuto helmet. Now, obviously, I love the colors. This is the red, white, and blue, you know, because, yeah, proud of where we live. But these things are made in Osaka, Japan, so you know that there's a lot of pride that comes when these are being built, because Japanese companies take extreme pride in what they do. They always have, and their craftsmanship and their quality are way, way up there. So if there's, you know, wondering, oh, well, I don't know, like, take my word for it. It feels really well built. It feels comfortable. It feels high quality. And, I mean, I could just the overall feel of the helmet is a good one. So if you're in the market for a helmet and you're wondering, hey, should I look at this? I highly recommend checking out the Geosys GT. This one, like I said, has got the darker lens with it. It comes with the pin lock. I mean, just all these different things that you can get, and the fit and the finish are second to none. So I really, really, really like this colorway with the red, the white, and the blue. They have other colorways available, so make sure to check out the website. I will put the link in the description of this video so you guys can check it out. And I mean, just, you know, I wasn't too sure on the adventure style helmet, but I don't know. You can use it for street, you can use it for dirt, and the one thing, I haven't tested it a lot on a lot of our Utah trails out here, so I don't know how well it keeps the dust out of underneath here. But the cool thing is you can take this lens off super easy, and if you wanted to wear a pair of sunglasses, or if you wanted to wear a pair of goggles, or whatever it is that you wanted to wear with this, you can do that with that. So if you're going to be doing a lot of like off-road riding and everything with it, and you're worried about dusty trails, I would pull this lens off and run it with a set of goggles, because the goggles are going to help keep that dust out of your eyes quite a bit more. But the airflow on this, like I said, is awesome. I mean, it opens and closes super well with a pair of gloves. It seals really, really tightly, you know, around the bottom of the lens, which some of my other helmets don't. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, but this one I've been really, really happy with. As far as keeping the wind and everything out of here, this is one of the best ways to go. So if there's questions or comments, please put those in the, you know, down below. I'll do my best to get back to those as soon as I can. And if you're looking for a good quality helmet, make sure to check out the Kabuto Geosys GT. They have a few other helmets to choose from, and I really don't think you will be disappointed with what you find. So, we're going to close this out. I've done enough talking. We're going to do more videos on this. If there's other things that you want to know about the helmet, put those down there below as well, and I'll do my best to answer those. Maybe create some more videos here on the Geosys, and we'll go from there. I'm Matt. This is Mob Street, out here on the 2024 Triumph Scrambler 400X, and enjoying the brand new Kabuto Geosys GT helmet from Kabuto Helmets. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. But it's one of those where it's almost too nice, you know, like you're kind of afraid to like go ride in the trees with it because you don't want to scratch it up, because it's almost like wearing the Ferrari helmets, where you don't want to pull a whistling diesel and go destroy a Ferrari. I don't want to do that to this helmet, because it's just a really comfortable, really nice, like I almost feel like this is my dress up for nice occasions helmet, you know what I mean? Like if I were to go to some, I don't know, social banquet or whatever, like if and then the valet comes up and goes, "Hey, can I park that for you?" I'd almost want to take my helmet with me. I'm not, just because it's like, yeah, you're not taking that, bud. So, I don't know. It just feels like this should be worn with a suit and a tie, and not like some backwoods Utah hillbilly that is out riding on TWs and whatnot, you know what I mean? So just like overall, nice and comfortable, but classy at the same time. That's what it is. It's classy. Not like casual classy, like dress up classy. Anyways, you should get one. I recommend it. See? You know, like this. Yeah, the ratchet system on there is just awesome. Works well. Anyways, GoPro, stop recording.